This is the WiMiUS P62 Pro, and I've been using it for a little over 3 months. I bought it to replace an older budget projector that always needed fiddling with focus, and I wanted something I could fire up on weeknights without a lot of hassle. From my experience, the biggest difference with this model is how fast it gets to a clean, watchable picture. I turn it on, it snaps into focus on its own, squares the image, and even shifts to avoid a wall clock or photo frame if I've set it up off-center. That AI autofocus and auto keystone aren't just buzzwords here. They actually cut out the fussy setup that usually kills the mood. Key features that matter in daily use are pretty straightforward. Native 1080p resolution with 4K input support, 800 ANSI lumens for real brightness, HDR10 for more pop in highlights and shadows, Wi-Fi 6 for smoother casting, two-way Bluetooth 5.2, and 2 HDMI plus 2 USB ports. If you're new to projectors, ANSI lumens is the standardized way to rate brightness so you can compare apples to apples. 800 ANSI is strong for a compact LED unit. HDR10 is a picture mode that preserves more detail in bright and dark areas. ARC over HDMI lets the projector send sound back to a soundbar through the same cable, which keeps the setup clean. And CEC means one remote can control power on connected devices if they support it. The Smart OS is the quiet hero here. Official Netflix, Prime Video, and YouTube run without the weird HDCP errors I've hit on other budget models. I can open Netflix, pick a show, and it just plays in full quality. That alone makes this far less annoying for family movie nights. Navigation is simple enough that I don't feel like I need a streaming stick, though I did test a Fire TV for a weekend, and it worked perfectly through HDMI too. The built-in apps receive OTA updates, and over 3 months I've seen 2 updates that made the UI a bit snappier and fixed a YouTube login hiccup. Image quality is better than I expected for the price. In my opinion, the P62 Pro is at its best in a dim or dark room. In standard mode, the picture is still punchy, but I use the high brightness mode when there's a lamp on or a bit of evening light leaking in. Colors look lively without looking cartoonish, and skin tones are believable after I nudged color temperature to warm. It supports 4K input, which means 4K content plays and gets downscaled to 1080p. That often looks cleaner than basic 1080p streams because the source bitrate is higher. Motion is smooth enough for sports and action scenes, and I don't see distracting judder at 24p streaming rates. No projector at this size is a perfect TV replacement during the day. If sunlight hits the wall, the image washes out, and that's true here too. With blinds closed or at night, it's great. If you're planning daytime viewing, an ALR screen or pulling curtains will help a lot. Also, like most single LCD projectors in this category, focus uniformity isn't perfect. The center is tack sharp, while extreme corners can look a touch soft if you're projecting very large. It's mild and most people won't notice during movies, but if you show dense text on slides, keep the projector more centered and try to minimize heavy keystone correction to keep clarity even. Audio surprised me. The dual speakers get loud and stay clear, and Dolby processing gives dialogue a nice lift, so I don't reach for subtitles as often. It's perfectly fine for casual watching. When I want more punch, HDMI ARC to a soundbar works like a charm and avoids the slight delay I sometimes hear with Bluetooth speakers. Two-way Bluetooth is handy if you want to use the projector as a Bluetooth speaker for music, or pair Bluetooth headphones for private viewing. Range has been solid in my living room. I can walk into the kitchen without dropouts. On fan noise, the spec claims under 30 dB, and while it's not loud, I can still hear a whoosh in very quiet scenes, especially in high brightness mode. I'm sensitive to that, so I position the projector a bit farther back and angle it so the exhaust isn't pointing toward me. In standard brightness, the noise blends into the background more. Once a movie or game gets going, I rarely think about it, but if you're very noise sensitive, that's worth noting. Connectivity has been rock steady. 2 HDMI ports mean my console and streaming stick can stay plugged in at the same time. I use USB to power a small ambient LED strip behind the screen, and the top control buttons are a lifesaver if the remote goes missing under the couch. Wi-Fi 6 casting from my iPhone through AirPlay has been smooth for photos and short clips. For long movies, I stick to the built-in apps or HDMI so I don't depend on wireless mirroring. Gaming is decent, though this isn't a competitive esports machine. Input delay is noticeable in fast shooters, but totally fine for RPGs, racers, platformers, and couch co-op. I leave post-processing features off and use game mode to keep latency down. If your priority is Twitch gameplay, I'd recommend looking at a high refresh monitor instead. If your goal is a big screen casual session with friends, this works well. Build quality is solid for the price. It's about the footprint of a small laptop. easy to move from a bedroom to the living room. Setup flexibility is great. Table or ceiling, tripod or shelf. The 4 M5 screw holes and center M6 mount make it straightforward to secure. The 50 to 100% digital zoom helps fit the image, though I still try to frame by moving the projector, so I don't rely too much on digital scaling. The remote is basic and responsive. I like that there are physical buttons on top in case batteries die. Reliability so far has been good. I've logged around 180 hours of mixed use, shows, movies, a few game nights, and some slideshow testing for work. No dead pixels, no weird color shifts, and the smart apps still behave. I dust the vents every couple of weeks and give it space on all sides to keep it cool. The warranty terms are reassuring, and knowing there's responsive support helps, though I haven't needed it. It's perfect for someone who wants a true plug-and-play movie night without buying extra boxes, dealing with DRM headaches, or fussing with manual focus every time. In my opinion, the P62 Pro strikes the right balance between ease of use and picture quality for the price bracket. You get official streaming apps, bright 1080p with HDR support, enough ports for a small setup, and audio that's perfectly enjoyable out of the box. It's not a silent theater projector, and it won't beat daylight, but in a dim room, it delivers a big, clean image with minimal effort. From my experience, the few tips that make it better are simple. Keep the projector as centered as possible to reduce keystone, use standard brightness when you can to lower fan noise, and go ARC to a soundbar if you care about lip sync. If you need the sharpest corners for spreadsheets, or you're into competitive gaming, you may want to step up to a different class. If your checklist is movies, shows, casual games, and easy streaming, this hits the mark. I'd recommend this for families who want an easy living room cinema, renters who prefer a portable setup over a giant TV, and anyone who values fast, reliable streaming without an extra stick. In conclusion, the WiMiUS P62 Pro has earned a permanent spot in my weekly routine because it makes big screen viewing simple and consistent, which is exactly what I was hoping for. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more practical reviews and tips, and drop your questions or your own experience with the P62 Pro in the comments. Thank you for watching.